Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. This is Ashwin Ramani, your research analyst at SBI Securities. Hello everyone, a very good I hope I'm audible and I hope you all are able to see my screen. If you all can give me a heads up in the chat box. अगर मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है, स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है तो आप मुझे एक बार चैट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके बता सकते हो, so that I know you all are with me live in the session. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes because I see that people are joining in, and then we should be good to start. Chandrasekhar ji, good afternoon. Vinay ji, good afternoon. Sanjeev ji, audible. Great, good afternoon. Vinay ji, good afternoon to you as well. Yeah, Sudhakar ji, congrats for an all-time high. Absolutely, good afternoon. Sudhakar ji, Rakesh ji, नमस्कार आपको भी. शिवराज ji, Kamal Mittal ji, yes, good afternoon. Umesh ji, great guys. So finally an all-time high Nifty after 14 months. So iska jo previous all-time high tha, that also happened on the same date, but that happened in the month of September. That was September 27. And again, we hit an all-time high. Again, that has happened on the 27th. So it took almost 14 months for Nifty, 14 months of pain, I would say. But still, despite Nifty hitting the all-time highs, if you feel the large part of this rally is driven only by select heavyweights like your Reliance, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Bharti Airtel. So if you see only, all these top heavyweights have participated in this rally, but so broad-based participation is still lacking. So a lot of counters of mid cap and small cap. Small cap, in fact, has been underperforming. So small cap is still almost still away from its all-time highs. But I feel again, going forward, again the India-US trade deal. Once that happens, probably then the broad-based participation might return to the markets. Then again, it's what the Fed does with the interest rates. If they cut down the interest rates, the yields in US will fall. And if the yields fall in the US, then we can expect some flows back to emerging markets like us. But some of the stocks are still down. That is because, Vinay ji, your portfolio might be tilted towards the mid cap and small cap space and might have kind of less allocation to the large cap. So that has been the hallmark of this rally, where only the select heavyweight stocks have performed, but a large part of mid cap and small cap space have really underperformed, and we are yet to see some participation in that names. So a high that really doesn't feel like a high, but nevertheless, we can kind of celebrate this high here. But again, before we start, guys, I hope you all are aware of the impersonation scams. So beware of the fake individuals, WhatsApp groups, websites that are misusing SBI Securities brand name. Only look for communication from verified handles. Please stay vigilant and trust communications only from SBI Securities. Any other communication, asking for money or tip service or guaranteed returns, please ignore that. They are a potential scam. And if you come across any of such individuals, do report to our helpline desk at 6854 So don't give out your personal information or OTP at any cost. Okay. Now let us look at what is happening with the global markets. So Dow Jones, again, US markets, today it is closed on account of Thanksgiving there. But yesterday, Dow Jones closed 0.67% higher. S&P closed 0.69% higher. While Nasdaq again had a positive close, which closed around 0.82%. A couple of officials in the US market have hinted towards a rate cut. But again, we'll have to look at what the Fed does, considering the fact that the inflation is not under control. Now, maybe Fed might hold rate cuts there, but I guess markets have kind of factored in a rate cut in the US. That is probably one of the reasons why we saw a good amount of FII buying yesterday and some flows again coming back to our markets. But we'll have to wait and watch whether Fed goes for a rate cut. In case that happens, then good. I think this rally can sustain. If not, if the commentary is kind of negative, then again we can head into a phase where we see sideways or consolidation phase in the markets. But see, a major correction is ruled out. We are not going to fall 5-7% from these levels. I highly doubt that. But again, a consolidation or a sideways phase can't be ruled out in case the trade deal between India and US is not constructive, and of course, if Fed not goes for a rate cut. But apart from that, we also have another overhang, that is the Japanese bond yields. Because if the yields goes down in US, but if the yields move up in Japan, again, chances are that the money might just flow from US to Japan and not from US to India. So I think that is also one thing that needs to be keenly looked at. RBI, well, of course, our inflation has come at the record lows, and I think our RBI governor has also kind of hinted that we might go for a rate cuts. So our macro stability, we are fundamentally still strong, but I think we'll have to. I think the US and the Japanese markets, what happens to the interest rates in these countries is probably what will decide the future trajectory for our markets. If we look at the European markets, again, Germany is up around 1.1%, London was up 0.85%, France was also up 0.88%. So all the European markets had a good outing yesterday. If you look at Euro stocks, that was marginally down around 0.10%. If you look at the Asian markets at the current juncture, Nikkei is up 1.23%, Hang Seng is down 0.03%, Shanghai up 0.16%, Kospi up 0.66%, whereas Nifty and Sensex, I think Nifty is relatively after hitting the all-time high. Post the strong closing yesterday, I think it's up around 15 points, while Sensex is up around 180 points here. So 26,277 is where the all-time high was. We saw some correction from the highs. I think there is some profit booking that we are seeing at the higher levels today in Nifty, as well as in Sensex as well. Now, if you look at the macro indicators, so dollar index has gone back below 100, which is a good sign, because any move above 100.3, 100.5 can keep the pressure on our markets. But dollar index taking resistance around the 100.3 mark and falling below, it's a good sign for our markets. If you look at dollar by rupee, post rupee strengthening a bit. Again, it is still hovering around the 89.25 mark. We want dollar to come towards 88, 87. That is a sweet spot for us. But any move about towards 89, 90, again, that can be a big overhang for our markets as well. If you look at the US government bonds 10-year yields, so the yields have started to fall. So it's at around 3.9%. Looks likely that looking at how the yields are moving, looks like Fed might go for a rate cut, but again, we'll have to wait and watch. If there is any surprise, if now looking at how the yields are moving and how the markets have done well over the past two sessions, in case there is any surprise in the Federal Monetary Policy meet, then I think these whatever gains we have made, I think in no time all these gains might be erased. So we'll have to keenly. The market is expecting a rate cut. I think let's see what the Fed does in the next policy meet. If we look at crude oil, so crude oil again, no, I think crude oil is under normal levels. It's around $60 a barrel is where the support is placed on the downside. While on the upside around $65, $66, that zone is likely to act as a resistance. As long as the oil prices stay below $65, $66 a barrel, again, that will be a good sign for us. One another thing is, so looks like we might stop buying oil from Russia. So we were getting at discounted rates from Russia post-COVID. If we are cutting down on oil imports from Russia, we'll have to see from where are we going to buy oil. Is oil deal part of the India-US trade deal? Are we going to buy more oil from US? Or is it going to come from some other Middle East country? So again, I think that pricing dynamics might change a bit. Or we are going to stop buying oil from Russia for a couple of months, and again then we are going to start buying oil from them. That is also what the markets will be looking at. If we look at India VIX, so India VIX post hitting a high of 13.85, the volatility has also kind of has come down a bit. That is giving a lot of comfort to the bulls. But if it goes below if it stays between the 10 to 12 mark, I don't see a major change in volatility. But any move above 13.8, 14, that is the level that can give discomfort to the bulls. As long as VIX stays below the 13.8, 14 mark, I think high chances are that volatility might not be a concern for us. If you look at gold, so gold again is steadily moving up, taking support from the 20-day EMA. So around 4,050, 4,100 is likely to act as a strong support for gold. While if you look at silver again, silver in fact it's outperforming gold. There was a huge buying in silver. It was up around nearly 3.6%. So that's a big jump. And I feel the major resistance for silver is around $54 an ounce mark. I think any move above $54 an ounce can lead to silver prices moving up even higher. So clearly, it's silver that is outperforming gold at the current juncture. If you look at the FI positioning, so huge cash market buying figure yesterday by the FIIs. It was around 4,778 crores. Yesterday was also the first day of the December expiry series. And we could see some short covering happening in index futures as well from minus 94,000. The net index futures contracts dropped to 90,000. And the long short ratio, I won't say there was a significant improvement in the long short ratio, but nevertheless, the long short ratio has moved from 11.5 to 15 to almost 17 now. Still, FIIs hold more shorts, around 83% short positions in index futures compared to only 17% long positions in index futures. But from where we were at 11%, I think there is some improvement that we have seen from almost mid-November onwards. So hopefully, if there is more short covering that takes place in the coming sessions, ideally, if the long short ratio improves now from 17 to 20 to 25 as we move towards 30, then high chances are that markets will be able to sustain these highs and might be able to move higher as well. If we look at Nifty, where Nifty is, if you look at the daily chart, so again, this was the previous all-time high that was 26,277. That was again hit on the 27th. Again, we have hit a new all-time high today. That is 26,310. That is the high as it stands. But again, not a strong follow through move. So Nifty is forming a small thin body candle with, you can see shadows on either sides. So it is kind of, there is indecision amongst the market participants. But if we look at the 5 minutes chart, you can clearly see there was a divergence on the 5 minutes chart where Nifty was making a higher high. And at the same time, RSI was making a lower high here. And at the same time, the moment it kind of broke this trend line, that is where we could see some pressure coming in Nifty. Sachinji, I hope you remember this RSI and trend line. There was one detailed webinar that we have done on the RSI trend line strategy. So you can clearly see that the price was making a higher high. RSI was making a lower high here. And probably once this trend line broke below 26,270, we could see Nifty correcting towards 26,214 level. So we are roughly around the day's low now. The day's low is around 26,214. We are at 26,244, 30 points above the day's low. So I feel this 26,200 that is likely to act as a strong support on an intraday basis. I think गणेश जी आप बाद में पूछ लोगे निफ्टी का क्या व्यू है. So I think खास के लिए गणेश जी के लिए I think 26,200 is a strong support for Nifty. I think if we go below 26,200, chances are that we can see some more correction on an intraday basis towards 26,150 levels. On the upside, I think if we move about 26,250 towards the high level of 26,277, then I think chances are that Nifty can continue. It's just that Nifty should probably give a close about 26,277. That is the previous high. And we should see some follow through move in the next couple of trading sessions. And hopefully expect a positive development that could push the price even higher, wherein I think Nifty can move towards 26,500 followed by 26,800. from a slightly short to medium term perspective, if not from an immediate term perspective here. If we look at Sensex, so a similar story in Sensex as well. So Sensex again post the sharp, sizable bullish candle that we got on the 26th of November, wherein it rose around 1.2%. Again, you could see a thin body forming with minor upper and lower shadows. So that again, it's indicating indecision. And even if you look at the 5 minutes chart, so a pretty much similar story. So you can clearly see that on the 5 minutes chart, the price was making a higher high. And at the same time, if we look at the RSI, so RSI was kind of moving down. So there was a clear RSI divergence. And the moment we got an RSI divergence and the moment this trend line broke, somewhere around 85 920, 85 910, that is when we saw Sensex correcting a bit until 85 720, 85 715 levels. So I feel it is still around the day's low, so around 85 650, I think 85 680, 85 700, that's a strong support zone for Sensex on an intraday basis. If we go below 85 680, then chances are that Sensex can move down lower towards 85 600. On the upside, if it moves above 85 900, then I think chances are that Sensex can continue its up move. So kind of Sensex is also moving in tandem with Nifty here. If we look at Bank Nifty, so Bank Nifty, we saw it hit an all-time high, and there was another all-time high today that we are seeing in Bank Nifty, 59,866. That's the fresh high for Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty again, you could see it was consolidating in a range, then it gave a breakout, then again it went into a consolidation mode for around 6 trading sessions. We got a breakout yesterday where Bank Nifty rose almost 1%, which was highest daily close. The last time that we saw close above 1% was on 1st October. I think उसके बाद almost roughly 2 months के बाद हमें फिर से 1% के ऊपर क्लोज देखने मिला बैंक निफ्टी में. And relative to Nifty and Sensex, where there is some indecision candles that are forming in today's trade, Bank Nifty is doing relatively well, though there is a small body candle. But if we look at the 5 minutes chart, it seems like Bank Nifty, though even there was an RSI divergence in Bank Nifty, but I think Bank Nifty hasn't corrected as much as Nifty and Sensex did probably in the first half. But I feel the key important resistance level for Bank Nifty would be this high of 59 870, 59 900. I think once we take out this high, high chances are that Bank Nifty can continue to move up higher. So Bank Nifty again looks like it's strongly outperforming the benchmark index with around maybe around 59 750, 59 770 acting as a strong support for Bank Nifty. Now talking about the heat map, again good support from the top heavyweights. HDFC Bank is up 0.87%, ICICI Bank is up 1.11%. If we just look at the stocks that are up in the range of 1.5, Bajaj Finance is up around 3%. Both the Bajaj twins are doing well. Bajaj Finance 3%, Bajaj Finserv 1.1%, Shriram Finance, all these financial services stocks are doing well. Chola Finance, Shriram Finance, Bajaj Finance, all these financial services counters are doing well, with Kotak Bank up around 0.93%. Apart from that, in the infrastructure space, L&T is up 1.26%, NTPC is up 0.78%, and Hindustan Unilever is up 1.2%. So again, clearly it's the banking and financial services, the index that has the highest weightage in Nifty. That is what is driving the surge today. But nevertheless, we need good support from the auto space as well, which is lacking. And we need support from the IT space as well. Infy is flat, roughly around 0.2%. If we look at the stocks that are down today, so Maruti is down 0.74%, TCS is down 0.83%, Eternal A stock that was under pressure. I think Eternal is also down around 1.5%. Eicher Motors is down 2.4%. Bajaj Auto is down 1.1%. So we could see auto packs kind of underperforming in today's trade. Even the metal stocks, again, we could see some rebound taking place in the metal counters in yesterday's trade. But again, JSW Steel, Tata Steel, both are down in the range of 0.7, 0.8%. HDFC Life down 1%. If we look at ONGC, ONGC is down 1.3%. Adani is down 1.17%. Trent is down 0.66%. And Apollo Hospital is also down 0.62%. So if you look at the major top losers, Eicher Motors, Eternal, ONGC, Adani Enterprise. Whereas if we look at the top gainers, ICICI Bank, Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv. So it's the financial services space that are doing well in today's trade. If we look at the key sectors and the key stocks to watch out, like I mentioned, it's the financial services index that is really outperforming. And if we look at the ratio chart, there is a downward sloping trendline breakout in the Nifty Finance by Nifty's ratio chart as well. This is a good sign. Uh, uh, so Finance by Nifty ratio chart, a breakout indicates that financial services index is likely to outperform in the coming sessions vis-a-vis Nifty. So if you look at some names from the financial services space, one would be Bajaj Finance. अगर हम बजाज फाइनेंस की बात करें, so it took support from its 100-day EMA yesterday. It formed a kind of a bullish engulfing candle here, and there is a strong follow-through move that we are seeing in the counter. The RSI also post hitting the low of 40 has kind of has seen a rebound. Even there is a DI plus has crossed over DI minus in the ADX indicator. That indicates renewed bullish strength as well, and we could see shrinking MACD histogram bars. That indicates that the buyers are trying to take control over Bajaj Finance. So Bajaj Finance key level around 990, 995, that zone is likely to act as a strong support, while any follow through move can take the price towards 1080, 1090 levels in the short term. Apart from that, even HDFC Bank, so we could see HDFC Bank has taken good support from its 100-day EMA almost 3 times in the month of November, around 6th, then around 14th, and yesterday around 26th. So this 100-day EMA is acting as a dynamic support for HDFC Bank. So 980 continues to act as a strong support for HDFC. There is one strong resistance around the 1020 mark. I think RDG will agree. Last time it came until 1020, but it failed to cross the 1020 mark. I think any move above 1020 can probably we can have a fresh leg of rally in HDFC once 1020, 1025 is successfully taken out on the upside, with around 980, 985 acting as a strong support. Apart from that, Coforge from the IT space. So Coforge, this 20-day EMA has acted as a dynamic support for Coforge. You can see there was support here. Again, it took support here. Again, taking support from its 20-day EMA, we could see a steady pullback. The RSI is above 60. The MACD has given a crossover above the signal line, and MACD line is above the zero line as well. So if it's able to sustain above 1890, 1900, then I think we can probably expect Coforge to move towards 1950, 1960 levels in the short term, with around 1850, 1840 acting as a strong support for Coforge. Apart from that, Infosys is also one stock. अगर हम Infosys की बात करें, so Infosys roughly from September, October, November, for roughly around 3 months, it was consolidating in a range, and it gave a downward sloping trendline breakout. It came below the trendline now. Again, it has tried to close above. I think this 200-day EMA is acting as resistance for Infosys. So 1565 towards 1580. I think once we have a strong move above 1580, then chances are that even Infosys can move higher, with around 1535, 1530 acting as a strong support for the stock. Then one another stock again, an auto name which is Samvardhana Motherson. So अगर हम Motherson की बात करें, post the breakout, it was kind of consolidating in that 108.5 to 113 range. And today it has given a nice breakout with surge in volumes as well. So you can see that RSI is above 60. ADX is in a rising mode, so that indicates bullish trend strength. And also MACD line is well above the signal line and the zero line here. So on the downside, around 109, 110 is likely to act as a strong support. While any sustained move above 115 can take the price towards 120, 125 levels in the short term. Apart from that, one another auto name, Ashok Leland. So Ashok Leland, again, sharp surge in the volumes. And Ashok Leland is one stock. So here it dropped below its 20, it went until its 50-day EMA. And since thereon, it has taken strong support from its 20-day EMA that acted as a dynamic support for the stock. And today's it's up around 6%. Last 3 days, we could see a surge in volumes. RSI is well above 60. Crossover in MACD and signal line. ADX is in the rising mode here. So that indicates that the trend is currently on the bullish side. And chances are that any sustained move above the current levels can take Ashok Leyland towards 163, 165 levels with around 150 to 153 acting as a strong support for the stock. Apart from that, Jamna Auto Industries, I think similarly, you could see it gave a strong pullback, then it kind of corrected, and again it has gone above the previous high here. So there are some signs of trend shifting in Jamna Auto as well. So if it closes above 100 and this was the high, which is 111.6, any close above 112 is likely to be positive. I think with support around 105, 106, and any move above 112, any close above that, that can also take the price higher towards 115, 118 levels in the short term. And the last stock that I want to discuss today is Signity Tech. अगर हम Signity Tech की बात करें, so even Signity Tech has taken strong support from the 20-day EMA. It has kind of respected its key short-term support of 20-day EMA. RSI is rising. You can see there's a crossover MACD line crossing over the signal line. If we get a strong close above 1820, 1825, right now it's at 1838. I think any strong close above 1820, 1825 can lead to Signity Tech also moving higher towards 1900 levels in the short term, with around 1810, 1815 acting as a strong support for the stock. So these are the sectors, these are the stocks to watch out. And I hope today's mid-market session was informative. Now, let us start off with our question and answer session. If you have any queries, any doubts, do let me know in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them. Anubhav ji is saying HDFC hold. HDFC is good. Anubhav ji, we just discussed about HDFC. So that's a strong counter. Geofin 980 ka SL रख के probably you can hold HDFC. Geofin again, yeah, there is some underperformance. I feel it's been holding on to its 200-day EMA. So on the downside, around 295 is likely to act as a strong support. While I think an up move can probably come once 315, 318 is taken out on the upside. PGL, Anjali ma'am is asking for PGL. You bought it at 530. I think it's better to have a stop loss of around 560, 565. There is still some underperformance seen in PGL here. I think for PGL to move higher, I think we need a strong close above 615, 620. Only then we can expect price to move up higher. Until then, we could expect sideways movement in PGL. GMDC current levels, yeah, it's good. Probably around, I feel around 525, 530 is where you can keep your SL. Definitely, there is a good recovery in GMDC here, and looks like with today's closing, it can close above its 20 and 50-day EMA as well. So around 525, 530 can be a good support zone for GMDC. Rakesh ji saying FIs who sold our stocks at USD 86 can purchase cheaper in USD terms now at exchange rate of 89. This aspect is being seen through, though not factored in this channel, while some stocks become expensive. Yeah, probably. I think that could also weigh on, but but again, see, a large part that is also one factor. The other factor is that FIs haven't participated in this rally. A large part of this rally is driven by the sustained SIP inflows with support from DIIs. I think DIIs buying has been on record levels this year, with even the retail, participating. But again, so if it goes towards 89, 90, that can probably keep the FIs away for some time. For FIs to truly come back and participate, because I think they are the ones that can bring that much needed liquidity in the markets and push the prices higher. But for that, we need dollar going towards the 87, 88 mark. But any move above 89, 90, can still keep that pressure on in the markets. 26 200, you bought a call. Okay, let me see. We bought it at 148, right? So I feel you can keep your stop loss or support around 130. If it falls below 130, it's better to exit. So 130 is where you can keep your SL for that, Raghavendra ji. Hindustan Zinc. Hindustan Zinc is good, pretty similar price action structure to GMDC. I think you can keep your support around 460, 462. But we need some strong follow through. Maybe above 480, we can expect Hindustan Zinc to move higher. But if you're already holding that, around 460 is where you can keep your SL. Sridhar ji is asking for Patel Engineering. Patel Engineering, again, sharp rise today, almost 14%. I would say very too early to call it as a trend reversal. The overall trend is still down. So we need to wait for some few more trading sessions to see if there is a reversal or one day a pullback that we are seeing in this counter year. So I think it's better to avoid Patel Engineering for now, and also for the fact that it's already up around 14%. So हो सकता है फिर से कल से इसका डाउनवर्ड ट्रेजेक्टरी चालू हो और फिर से 30-32 levels तक आ जाए. Canes again, I think the chart structure looks weak in Canes. It is well below its 200-day EMA. It kind of consolidated in a range, and again there is a fresh breakdown that we are seeing in the stock. So I feel it's better to stay away from this stock for now. I think this fall can drag probably towards 5,360, 5,400. I think that is the level until where this fall can extend. So I think avoid Canes Tech for now. Capstan. Okay. So if you look at Capstan, you have bought it at 320. It's at around 300. I think for Capstan, you can have an SL or support around 280 because that's a major, reversal zone. 280 is where the reversal is. I think right now it's fallen below its 20-day EMA. It needs to go above 315, 320. I think once we get that, we can move towards 340, 350 levels in the short term. If we look at Zaggle again, there is some pullback. However, there is no strong momentum in this counter. If you are holding, you bought it at 390, right? So maybe around 360, 365 is where you can keep your SL. I think any sustained move higher can take the price towards 405 or even higher towards 410, 415 on the upside. Yeah, BSC again. Sudhakar ji, so BSE is going strong. I think we can't say it's a breakout. I think this downward sloping breakout happened on the 9th of October. But I feel around 2790 is where the immediate support is placed for BSE. I think any move about 2950, 2960 can take the price even higher. If you look at CDSL is kind of consolidating. I think for CDSL, we need a strong breakout above 1660, 1670. I think once we get that, high chances are that CDSL can move towards, and probably we can see a fresh leg of rally in CDSL once 1660 is taken out on the upside. Axis Bank is good. Axis Bank, again, it continues to move in a higher high, higher low formation. So immediate support is around 1262. So roughly around 30 points below the current market price. And if this sustains, then chances are that we can see 1320, 1330 levels in the short term. For Trent, again, Trent, it's avoid Trent for now, Champaji, because Trent is clearly in a downtrend. There was this breakdown that happened on the 10th of November, and post the consolidation, it's still down. So I think avoid Trend for now. I think wait until we get a breakout above 4,400, 4,450. Until then, it's better to avoid Trend. Tata Motors, CV, okay. Uh, I think you can maybe probably trail your stop loss until 320. I feel there can be more upside here. If you want, you can book partial profits and maybe trail the remaining to around 320, 325. And probably if it closes about 345, then we can expect 360, 365 in the short term. Maybe book around 50, 60% if you want. Maybe trail the remaining 40% and keep trailing as and when the price keeps going up. Reliance Industries is good. Reliance, though there is some profit booking today, but I feel if it sustains above 1575, 1580, I think that can be a good zone. I think on the downside around 1530, 1535, that level is likely to act as a strong support for Reliance Industries. The overall trend is positive. I feel you can draw a trend line here. ऐसे आप trend line बना के जब तक ये trend line respect करता है, the overall trend for Reliance can be positive. Yeah, MCX is good, but I think MCX is already at the high levels here. I think if you get any correction in MCX, let's say towards 9,770, 9,800, so I think that is where you can try to maybe accumulate. The overall trend, again, it's positive for MCX here. Uh, Kindly share your view on ABFRL. ABFRL, it's down. It's in a downtrend, Anubhavji. I think it's better to avoid ABFRL. Around 74.5 is where the support is. I think any move below 74.5 can lead to price moving towards 70 to 70. Avoid Aditya Birla Fashion. It's clearly in a downtrend, so it's better to avoid. Would there be some pressure on BSE post listing of NSE next year? I think very similar to what we saw with NSDL and CDSL. And I think there is same that is going to happen with NSE and BSE. But yeah, we can definitely expect some pressure. But again, both the counters are good. I think Sensex is also trying to, increase their market share. So it depends on whether NSE is able to hold its market share or whether it's BSE that takes over NSE's market share in terms of active clients, etc. So I think that is what the future trajectory will look like. But again, both the names are equally good, whether it's BSE, NSE, or even with respect to CDSL, NSDL. Maybe some pressure, but I don't see a major fundamental impact on BSE once NSE gets on listing. Okay, guys, we have one important session today at 4 o'clock. So if you guys are aware, there is a pre-open session that will start in futures from December 8. So आपने देखा होगा प्री मार्केट ओपन जो होता है 9 से 9:15 के बीच, वहाँ पे एक ओपनिंग प्राइस डिसाइड होता है. सो अभी तक वो कैश मार्केट के लिए होता था, अभी December 8 से फ्यूचर्स में भी होगा. सो वो ओपनिंग प्राइस कैसे डिसाइड होता है, व्हाट इज दैट कॉल ऑक्शन मैकेनिज्म एक होता है. सो वील अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज दैट कॉल ऑक्शन मैकेनिज्म, हाउ द order placing takes place, what are the eligible contracts, and how can this pre-open in FNO help as a trader. So So we'll be discussing all that today at 4 o'clock. So do attend that session, guys. It's going to be very informative. And I look forward to your presence in that session today. It will be something different. I think शायद आपको पता नहीं होगा opening pre-open session कैसे operate होता है. So there are three parts to the pre-open. There is an order entry period, order matching period. So we'll discuss all that today when we meet at 4 o'clock. Natco Pharma, I'll just take one last talk for that day. Natco Pharma is good. You can continue maybe around 840, 845 is where you can keep your SL. I think any move above 940 is likely to be positive. I think just hold on to your position with around 840, 845 support. Okay, so that's all from today's Bid Bucket session, guys. See you at 4 o'clock for the webinar on pre-open session for FNO. Until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon in a couple of hours. Bye, guys, and take care. See you.